So, My Hero Academia Vigilantes Manga Chapter 100 is out, and let's just say this, for the 100th chapter of Vigilantes, it is a okay chapter. It's real sad about that. Thought it was going to be a lot more for chapter 100, but it was alright. It was alright, and we're going to review it right after the intro. Hey guys, how's it going? It is your boy, Big Blue Drew 97 here, coming at you with another manga review for My Hero Academia Vigilantes, manga chapter 100 titled Anonymous. And when it comes to this chapter, it's very mediocre, unfortunately. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad chapter at all, it's just for a chapter 100, you would expect, I don't know, something more grand, something more spectacular, something amazing to happen in the chapter. But in actuality, we're still, for the most part, setting up for the next chapter or for the big battle, the big climax to come. But still, overall, it's still a good chapter, and we'll get more into it in the actual chapter review. So if you do like My Hero Academia Vigilantes subjects, my reviews, and just My Hero Academia in general, subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to be notified for whenever I upload My Hero Academia content. And with that out of the way, let's get right into the review. So, weirdly enough, we don't start off with a cover page, but don't worry, we'll get to the cover page really soon because, in all honesty, for chapter 100, like, we have a big double-page color spread, and it's very cool. And I guess I'll talk about that now. The first page isn't the color spread; it's actually pages 2 and 3, where we basically get like a wonderful double-page cover spread of Koichi, as well as we see some of the top heroes, Ed Shot, as well as Best Genius, as we get to see Ingenium, as well as Eraserhead, all up in this double page spread where we have the Maruta War, and it's really good. If anything, like, this art is very amazing, as well as you get My Hero Academia Vigilantes episode 100 Anonymous, and it's really cool. And getting into the actual chapter, speaking of Anonymous, that's actually what the first page is, basically describing what the anonymous figures are. If you remember last chapter, we saw these black figures like walking around, causing havoc, keying cars, just eating lettuce, just being unruly, and we get an explanation of who they are and how they're just anonymous, where they have EMPs built into them, as well as potential other things built into them, as well as they're under a specific commander to like basically give off specific strict controls that they must follow, and they're basically seen as like foot colonies villains known as the Anonymous, and their main goal is to cause havoc and divide and isolate the people and the citizens, and just to disrupt the entirety of the hero society within the city, emotionally as well as physically. So that's just the gist of what these anonymous figures are, and there's actually more to them that we're going to get to later. But we see these anonymous figures, as well as we get a little bit more exposition from number 6 himself, talking about how the real purpose of the Anonymous is just to make sure that the Golden Boy himself, All Might, doesn't interfere with their situation, to interfere with his plan, which, if you remember correctly, the last time he had this big grand plan with the egg tower, I believe is what it was. Sky Egg, that's what I'm thinking of. The Sky Egg incident where All Might came in and basically ruined his plans. He made sure that for this plan that All Might wouldn't be able to come and help them in this situation, where you have a whole lot of people who are worried about the situation, as we also get to see the heroes themselves, specifically Ingenium, Best Genius, as well as Edshot, basically trying to come up with a plan. They realize that, yeah, all the power is cut off. They need to find a way to make sure that everyone in the city is safe and try to get All Might to help in the situation, while also like trying to restore the power, as we also get to see Koichi also being somewhat of a hero and try to get everyone into safety. And as we see these pro heroes coming up with a plan, Ingenium has decided that he's going to go out to get help, while both Best Jeanist and Edshot decide to like patrol the city and help whenever they are needed. Edshot is going to patrol through the skies because he is a ninja, ninpo, and all that cool jazz. But then we automatically get Koichi, who like comes into this area, and they all was like, "Oh, hey Koichi, what are you doing here?" And Koichi's like, "Oh, I'm just here to thank you heroes for all of your help and helping with Naruto. Thanks for all the help. So goodbye." Koichi the Crawler tries to escape, but unfortunately he has been captured by Eraserhead, and he's like, "Yeah, no, you're not going anywhere. Right now you are a villain." And Koichi's like, "Wait, what? I'm a villain? Like even like with all the situation going on, I'm captured? Come on, guys, just let me go." And they're like, "No, we're not letting you go. We're not gonna let you go. But we will keep you around, and you are going to help us when I take you to the hospital to meet the detective. So." We can't let you go, so just follow me. And what is even cool about that is that we get them all like just realizing like, yeah, Koichi, we gotta take you in technically, but everything's gonna be fine because we automatically cut to both Eraserhead and Koichi just flying through the air, heading to the hospital, and he's not like being bound by Eraserhead's claw. So it's like, yeah, we're heading to the detective. I'm taking you in. Yeah, sure, you're not wrapped up, but I know you're not a bad guy. Also, if you try to escape, I will be able to capture you. So everything is fine. And Koichi's like, are you seriously making me under arrest? And once again, he's like, yeah, no. And if you try to get away, I promise you, I will break both of your legs. Yeah, no, that is exactly something that I thought Eraserhead would do. We saw what he did to the Dobby clone, so I am not surprised that he would threaten to break your leg. So Koichi, you should probably keep with Eraserhead. So yeah, we just get them talking to each other and seeing them communicate with each other. But then we also get to see that they are still somewhat heroes. That even though Koichi is technically under arrest, he sees that there are people that need help, and it's like, come on, we gotta go help them. And he's like, what are you doing? We have to get to the hospital. It's like, yeah, but like people are in danger. Like we're heroes. What we're supposed to do. We're supposed to help them out. And Eraserhead begins helping them out, and we also get to see like Best Jeanist also helping with people who are isolated. We see Ingenium also helping people when they're isolated. We also get to see Edshot helping people that are in danger. Wow, there's a lot of people in danger at this exact moment. And it's very weird because we don't see their faces at all. Oh no, it's a trap, isn't it? And yeah, they all get lured in by a trap as we get, once again, number 6 going on his little tirade saying like, oh yeah, heroes, when they see that people are in help, they're just going to go and help them to the best of their abilities. That's just what heroes do. But we can't have them interfering with my plan, so it's time for me to begin phase 4 of my operation, which the people that called for their help are actually the Anonymous. And something else that wasn't explained at the beginning of this chapter and is eventually explained now is that when it comes to these anonymous villains, they, what's the word I'm looking for? They go boom. Because we immediately see all of them next to Best Jeanist, next to the Shinobi Ninja, Edshot, even next to Ingenium, who gets hit real hard, I think, and his helmet like blows off of his like body vest. I think that's what that is. And yeah, they all go explode, as it is explained that yeah, these guys are living traps because because they're made of the bomber villain cells, and they all just went kaboom because they're booby traps. They go boom. Luckily enough, Eraserhead was able to nullify their quirks before it went off completely, and was able to get them away before they were able to go off. And that's basically what Eraserhead's goal is to nullify their quirks, to prevent them from going off, and like getting them far away before they can explode. And while this is all happening, we have once again Koichi trying to stop them. Like I said, Eraserhead is able to erase their quirks temporarily, push them back before they explode so they don't get caught in another explosion. But then he notices that there are a lot more of them coming in. Like there are like several that are on the street. Some come off the alleyway, some come off the rooftop, and you have Koichi's like, oh man, it's like a little army. What are we gonna do? And then you just have Eraserhead that just has this little monologue talking to Koichi. He's like, Crawler, escape. Get yourself to the hospital. Because you may not know this, but I'm a teacher during the day. That's my job during the day. And sometimes the line of work, it's crazy, it's absurd. I have to deal with these stupid snot-nosed kids that think that they're hot shit with their resolve. And I gotta make sure that they don't get hurt and they don't get into fights, even though they really like to. So it's very annoying. I can't even take my eyes off of them for a second. So, you know, in comparison to, like, these guys that blow up as soon as they get close to you, yeah, no, this is a whole lot easier than taking care of children. Yeah, you know what? I can deal with all of them. And he's like, okay, yeah, you can do it, Eraserhead. Children are worse than villains, confirmed by Eraserhead. So yeah, basically Eraserhead gives this little monologue to Koichi, basically saying that no need to worry. If he can take care of the kids at UA, he can take care of these guys. And even though there's a lot of them, he says, make sure you get to the hospital and tell the detective that we're up against bomber villains and that they've infiltrated the town in large numbers and that plans are on the way to resolve the situation. And now go, as we see that Koichi takes to heart what Eraserhead said to him, and he leaves to head to the hospital. End of chapter. So like I said, for chapter 100 of My Hero Academia Vigilantes, this was a very, very mediocre chapter. It was still good. We got to get a lot of good like dialogue between the pro heroes. There was a lot of funny moments, particularly referring to like Koichi and his reactions and how he just strolled up to the pro heroes and it's like, hey guys, how's it going? I want to thank y'all for taking care of Narita and taking care of people. Okay, bye. And think that he's gonna escape when they specifically said that they're here to take him in, which Eraserhead does. And so it's a very fun scene. But when it comes to this chapter, it's pretty much like a lot of setup. We get to see like the pro heroes doing pro heroes, making sure everyone in the city is safe, as well as we get the explanation of what the Anonymous are and the real surprise that they are booby trap bombers. Try to say that 3 times fast. Booby trap bombers. Booby trap. I can't say it 3 times fast, but maybe you can. But yeah, that the booby trap bombers, where they basically explode if they get close to you through a trigger. So that was very interesting, and we got to see like some cool like action, some cool explosion. But for the most part, it was primarily set up, most likely to help get the Koichi to the location of the hospital while distancing himself from the other pro heroes, them having to take care of these bomber villains and also taking care of the people in the city. Basically, this chapter was just a way to get Koichi away from Eraserhead, away from the other pro heroes, so that he can return back to the pro heroes, well, not pro heroes, return back to the hospital so that he can be there to protect Hostep, most likely from number 6, and hopefully get the reintroduction of Knuckle Duster. So yeah, like I said, it's a very mediocre chapter. Also, I really just enjoyed the like monologue that Eraserhead said, where he basically was just talking shit about his students and how he's like, yeah, my students suck, they're horrible, I can't work with them, they're annoying, they get into fights, so fighting these villains that explode is literally child's play for me. So that was a very cool scene, but overall, like I said, it's a very setup like chapter, especially for chapter 100 of My Hero Academia Vigilantes. So I don't hate it, but I think that it could have really been better, like I said, for our chapter 100. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about this chapter. Most likely next chapter, unfortunately, it's probably going to be a setup chapter where we're going to see Koichi on his way to the hospital. We're going to see incidents go on in the hospital. Most likely we're going to see number 6 head over to the hospital in disguise. Most likely we get Soga and the gang like hurt, as well as Detective hurt. Midnight may try to intervene and she may fail. So we're most likely going to get that next chapter, if not the chapter after that. But most likely we're going to see Koichi trying to head over to the hospital as fast as he can. most likely will be prevented by some other means by number 6, as we see number 6 beginning to go to the hospital to try and kill Popstep, as he said that he would. So yeah, that's all of my thoughts on this chapter so far. Hopefully you like this chapter. Did you like this chapter? Did you not? Did you like it more than me? If you like this chapter, explain to me why you liked it, or if you disliked it, explain why you disliked it in the comments down below, as well as hit that notification bell when you want to be notified for when I upload content like My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Smash that like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, do all that cool jazz, and hopefully I can catch you in my next video. Goodbye!